mountain. The closer the better view. I'm climbing to find out, like the sun when it hits the bloom. Maybe you should close your eyes and
Hello, everyone. It's your girl Lovey, and welcome to another episode of Live, Laugh, and Lovey, where we're here to unpack this week's episode of The Shy, episode number 2. Man, listen, I was all into it, okay? Can you believe it? It's a vast difference from last week to today. So I got the crew here with me. I got Iva, I got Aaron, I got Johnny. We gonna get into it. Okay. So, Janine, let's go ahead and start us off with I was dying laughing when when they did the flashback to Kevin and Keisha, and she was on the phone and she took her birth control pills, and then when the mama was like, "No," he was like, "Can I have my fries?" She was like, "No, because you eat like a horse," and that's exactly what he did.
Kevin thought he was eating a mint.
Right.
Yeah. Am I on crack? I ate one. Am I on crack?
Okay.
Is this the new crack rock?
Okay.
No, but Keisha was back there already. She was on her phone talking about, I saw the Drake Highline Bling video, and that's how they dance in Canada. Then she was like, slightly offbeat because it's cold out there.
Right. Because at first I thought she had taken one of those, the little candies in the cylinder little cup.
Mm-hmm.
And you pop the top. What is it? I can't think of the name of it. That's what I thought.
I see the commercial in my head.
No, not a Pez. It's like a little round little disc, and it's portable. You can put it in your pocket or your purse, and it has 2 different sides to it. Like one side is like frosty, and then the other side is like regular.
Yes.
Icebreakers or the mental
icebreakers.
Yes,
that's what I was thinking about.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I thought those were.
Because after all these years, birth control is still packaged in that same way. They have never changed the way they package them. So I knew what it were when I saw them. I was like, oh my God.
Me too.
Really?
I did, yeah.
I must be out of touch.
Okay.
Did y'all see he looked in her purse though for them to see if they were there?
Wait a minute. Wait. Okay. So he was looking in her purse.
Mm-hmm.
Wait a minute. Was that a knockoff Gucci or what? Did y'all look at how beat the purse up was?
It was old. I was hoping it was real because it was old. I was saying that better be vintage.
The threads was off, and then when they went to the scene in the car, then it looked like it was like a little dirty on it or something. I was like, oh my gosh, she gave him a bad name. So I'm thinking that as a knockoff. I'm like, this must be a knockoff. That's where the threads. Lovey, you don't have to show that footage of that purse, okay?
Yes, Lord.
Dang, you was all up into it. I wasn't even looking at it all like
that. I said she's used that purse quite a bit.
Well, hence the reason why it's at home now.
Well, that's why I thought it was real, because I'm like, she sure is using it.
Aaron, we talking Spanish?
Yeah, no,
this is out your makeup.
Nevertheless, we're gonna move right along.
Why was the mama like chauffeuring them though?
Yeah, that was weird. That was weird.
Both in the back.
Why was they both in the back? They not two.
Yeah.
But that was normal. I mean, I didn't get front seat privileges. Yeah, I was in front seat. I don't know. But it didn't bother me.
Well, no, it was just I said I don't know. I was with you, Joe. Joe, like, why? Yeah, that was just weird.
Yeah, I didn't think nothing of it, really. Well, but I guess you're right. They're not babies.
Well, she was on the phone. If there's someone in the car with me and they constantly bumping off at the gums on the phone, get your ass in the back seat.
Okay, but why were both of them in the back? Exactly. But
maybe they just accustomed to sitting back.
But she was bumping them gums because she was like, I normally don't like light skinned dudes, but Drake got them lips for days.
And then how far is in the back seat is she that she could talk about, oh, Drake can get it, and your mama can't hear you?
Her mama was busy stuffing them fries.
She was.
But I'm saying,
she was.
So mama had to pull the car over. So I am shocked that mama don't know how reckless her daughter is, okay? Because Mama still in this episode was clueless about her daughter.
Yeah.
That's that mama daughter. You know what I'm saying? That's them mama blinders.
But she fit in her own little world herself because she's newly married. So she was still in the thick of the wedding, the marital bliss fog.
Mm-hmm.
So, the last thing she was worried about was Keisha.
Her children? That's going to be the last thing she worried about?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if she was left them there while she went on vacation on her honeymoon.
Yeah,
But
she's the honeymoon was okay.
Yeah, so we talking about 2 different time periods. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously Keisha was underage because she just turned 18.
Oh, okay.
Like right before this season. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But before we get too deep, I did want to address the difference in the episode. So I felt like episode 1 was either to weed out people or to draw them in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that was just the gate. And then episode 2 was like, okay, now that you're here, let me show you around. This is what we really been hiding. Like, welcome. Because it was definitely like a night and day kind of feel to it. Because episode 1 was just like the preview, whatever. And, I was like, okay, this going on. But episode 2 was a lot more linear. You know what I'm saying? We could follow a storyline we could follow. And I think they did a better job of posing questions and answering them kind of almost in the same scene. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? In different, because I was like, why? Oh. And then they literally verbalized the question I was asking and then answered it. I was like, oh, okay, thank you.
Oh, so it wasn't just me? Because I was feeling like, what is this? Why am I watching this? I'm not feeling this. No.
But I'm committed to it. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, yeah, that was a little different. I think episode 1 was really out of Shy's character. You know what I'm saying? Like the whole different, all the too many things going on at one time. It seemed almost like a finale more than an opening, but I don't know. It was just like an hour-long trailer or something to me. And now we're kind of getting into each of the things that was covered in episode 1. So that was cool. But
they did a good job at that. Because they showed, it was a little slow last week, but you knew they was coming with stuff when they came with that dildo scene. You knew there was going to have to be more, as our founder says, to be unpacked.
Well, I didn't feel like it was slow. Okay. Huh? I didn't feel like last week was slow. I felt like it was too fast and too much, you know what I'm saying? Like we had 2 minutes of this and 2 minutes of this, 2 minutes of this. Like it was a whole bunch of questions. And now we're getting into the answering phase of it. But also, let me ask y'all this. What is up with the episode titles? We're 2 episodes in and I have not seen a correlation between the titles and the episode.
Because what was this one called? Brew Founder? What was it? I don't even know.
Okay, so episode 1 was called Fo and Them. Mm-hmm. Episode 2 is Bruford.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, okay, I don't know. Anybody from Chicago or the Chi, please enlighten us because we are lost. Because I am so used, like, okay, you got Insecure, it was low key and then whatever, and you saw, that played out in the episode. Power, they used analogies, like the scorpion and the frog or whatever it was called. But you saw it or they either verbalized it or something, at least said the word of the title. Like this, I'm clueless. Like y'all just might as well call it episode 1, episode 2, because the names is irrelevant right now.
I think so, but I think there is some meaning, and yeah, I couldn't follow, and I was looking at that as well too. I understood what Peppy's was when the little boy, he picked his son up. What was it? Emmett? He picked his son up, right? And then he said, "Whoa, you heavy? What you been eating?" And he said, "Oh, I've been eating Peppy's." And he said, remember he said to this baby mama, "You've been feeding my son Peppy's?" She said, "Oh, me and my mama didn't be eating Peppy's." He said, "I can tell." I know what Peppy's is, and Pepsi's, if y'all don't know, it's a good Mexican restaurant.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. So it's a chain. It's a chain in Chicago. So
you would know about a Mexican restaurant, wouldn't you?
I would, but I also was married to
food.
My ex-husband was from Chicago, so I've been there plenty. So I can pick up on the Bruford thing. And you know, but there was something that was interesting that they did bring up when, what is his name? Trig. Trig was, you know, he started giving his little story about what happened, you know, with his dad and stuff. And he started talking about
Sabrina Green.
Yeah, he started talking about that, right? And he said that they had moved them out, and that they were supposed to rebuild and make condos. I want to research that to find out if that's true. It sounds like
they were.
That's gentrification. That's true.
They did that in Oakland too. They told them it was but it was asbestos and lead paint because those things had been built for so long. But they did the same thing in Acorn. They got them out. They fixed them up. But they did end up putting some of them back in there. But by that time, some had either moved away. Some were just like, I don't even want to do it anymore, or they didn't have their, paperwork to get in there, or things like that. But they did the same thing in Oakland. The same thing.
Because I'm sure that they did that in Oakland for the 69 Village as well.
Yep.
So
the 69 Village is still there, isn't it?
It's a newer
but they
version.
Closed it. It's a newer.
Yeah, it's a newer version, but a lot of those people that have been there for years, like Iva said, they had to move out, and then they probably didn't come back because it was they probably because when he mentioned that, I was like, I'm sure that happened everywhere across the nation. Oh, we gonna bring you back in, and and if the offer was in fact made, I'm sure that the cost probably doubled than what they were originally paying, which is probably close to nothing back then when people were actually living in projects or housing. So
Aaron,
that's happened here. That's happened here in Atlanta too. East Lake Golf Course. They used to be East Lake Meadows. That's where my fiance is from. It's completely gone. They didn't even rebuild it. It's just now a golf course. And you have a number of projects here or housing projects here in Atlanta that are just gone. They didn't do anything they didn't even rebuild them and make them higher priced or anything like that. You've got a couple of like Bankhead Courts, they just closed it down. That's all they did. They just closed it down. My second apartment in the city of Atlanta was actually in a trap. My rent was $450.
Ooh, those the good old days.
$150 a month for a 2-bedroom, 1-bath apartment. And when I tell you, I didn't know, you can tell me I wasn't living good. My bedroom was like the size of a living room. I had a king size bed, the full bedroom suite, and a pull-out sofa on there, and nothing. And it was not like tight at all.
Well, honey, my mother paid $450, and that was in the early 80s here in the Bay Area, so very unheard of.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
I remember my apartment in Vallejo. Yeah.
Yeah, but even the prices back then in Atlanta, $450, that was like I would say that would probably go as far back as like early 2000.
That's when it was.
Yeah, so it wasn't that long ago when housing was affordable. Right. And you had a lot of space, but now
they want you to pay $1,200 for a closet.
Right.
Well, maybe a closet and a broom closet.
Right.
A bedroom and a we got y'all closet.
Okay.
We got y'all closet. Right.
Stupid.
Right.
Aaron,
your bathroom ain't closed in.
Aaron, I think we made Lovey into a believer though.
Yes. Welcome aboard.
Okay. But
welcome aboard.
Where you gonna tell us where we gonna start? Where do we start?
Okay, what we can do is we could just go on down the line as the scenes were presented to us. And then we could also interject our one-liners because there were several one-liners.
The whole show was
a one-liner. I was like,
okay,
I got to keep up.
Let me show y'all something. Okay, I'm going on camera. So
look at them.
I started my one-liners and I was like, okay, it's too many. So I just went scene by scene. Look at this.
Like, I was like, I don't know if we're gonna do them all.
Right.
Yeah. So that's what we're gonna do it by scene. That's what all right. So we'll start from the beginning. We already talked about Kevin and Keith. Well, show opened up with Kevin standing in Keisha's room. So let me ask you this, because y'all taught me different ways of looking at this show. Cranes in the Sky was playing
I was
when
just talking
he
about that song
was
earlier.
there, and I was like, because you know what the song is about. I try to drink it away, try to sex it away, all of this kind of stuff. So I'm like, okay, so is this saying that Keisha is going through a moment, and what I'm saying, is just trying to do all of these, saying drink it away, smoke it away, sex it away, whatever. Is there some kind of symbolism to this?
There's something,
You know
because
what I
they're
mean?
dropping plenty of nuggets. Because if you go back to the first episode, when they were all at that altar, you had Drea, with Dre. What is her name? Drea, but we're going to call her Dre because, she wants to be the masculine person. So Dre gave each of the kids those bracelets. And remember, she said, this is the longitude and the latitude of our home. So you always need to find your way home. Keep that?
Yeah. And I thought about that too, because I'm like, okay, did she, because in my mind, at first I was like, when we got to this episode and, Keisha went missing and all that, I was like, did she put something in it? Is that a tracking bracelet? But no, she was just tracking the phone.
No, but I'm just saying.
She needed it to be a tracking bracelet.
That she's going to find her way home.
So, but also that makes me think maybe Dre expected them to be in a situation where they're not going to be at home. Like, find your own way. I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm not sold on Dre.
I don't know if it was put that way, but it was a nugget to think about. And then Kevin, he's sitting up there withholding this whole time. When somebody goes missing or kidnapping, the first 24 hours is critical, okay? But he doesn't want to say nothing. That's why they flash back onto that scene with them in the car, because she said, you're always getting me in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. But I took it, the music in correlation to what was going on. It kind of speaks to the conversation that she and Emmett had when she was saying,
there you go.
Where's there to go? I mean, why would I want to leave? What's out there? There's nothing out there for me. She could very well be involving herself with the guy and smoking, drinking, and sex and all that other kind of stuff, because that's her escape. So,
All right. And then we got the baby shower, which, first of all, a couple of things about that. Number one, I thought it was her baby shower. Was it just me?
I didn't think so.
I thought it was the baby mama's baby shower, because, and then.
Okay, so I got a question.
Go ahead.
So is that his oldest baby mom?
Yes. No, that's the second one.
So it was Tiffany first?
No, Tiffany's the last one.
Tiffany has the baby.
One. Okay. So,
remember, it's the Latina lady is the first one. Because remember, when they started talking last season, she bust out speaking in Spanish. And Tiffany was like, what is this bitch saying? Is she talking about me?
Okay.
When they were all at the table.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is the middle one. I think we already hit the one line about they really are. So you okay to be confused. I just know EJ is the baby. That's it. Like the other two, they close enough in age. It don't matter which is number one, number two.
They hood twins.
Yes, I believe so.
Yes.
For those who do not know, hood twins means when two mothers have their children around the same time.
I love it.
And that is your PSA for the day. Go ahead.
Actually, I call them project twins. So.
Okay, well, that's same thing.
Right.
Other one-liner is when the little boy was like, "Let's go, mama. You killing daddy's vibe."
Okay. Because she really was.
She was. She really was. But Emmett.
Bon appetit, motherfuckers.
Right. Oh, you from Postmates?
That song was edited. The song was edited, but then he come in. I was like, why are y'all editing the song? The song that was playing, to get to the money song or whatever, when he was bringing in.
let's talk about how that whole soundtrack is fire. I was shazamming my ass off this whole
I was
episode.
too.
I was thinking that same thing too because they really come in with it. I mean,
yes.
I looked at the credits in the end to see who the music producer is because we know for Insecure was Raphael.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
And then Joaquin has this Shazam app, so whenever I'm listening,
yes.
I'm Shazam that so I can get that.
Yes.
But I thought the first song was an Erykah Badu song. I thought she sang that song before.
No, that's Solange.
That's
and
Solange.
y'all peep, she had Solange, the picture of Solange, the cranes in the sky on the wall.
Yep.
Y'all see that? Oh, yeah.
So maybe that's where I've
That's
heard it. I
Solange.
thought those lyrics was from Erykah Badu, but maybe I know that song and I was maybe I just thought in my imagination.
I was just singing that this morning. That's why it was so funny when it popped up. I was like, Shy, are you in my car?
Okay.
Emmett.
So how
Emmett.
we feel about? Go ahead.
No, I'm just like Emmett. You ordering Postmates and all types of catering, Emmett.
I was
real.
Yes, and they was all like, yes, okay. Yeah, and then they started naming off the different. I was like, people gonna be able to pick up on that stuff. Come on now.
Right, because how you gonna get it from around? It's Chicago. Everybody goes to the same restaurant, so it's not like you got some inside secret. But at the same time, I wasn't really that mad because his food.
Was it shade or was it genius?
I could have ordered this. I could have ordered takeout myself, nigga.
Yeah, but you wouldn't have warmed it up. You wouldn't have made it presentable. You wouldn't have been over there serving. So he still provided a service. I hope it was at cost. You know what I'm saying?
It looked like it was enough
value.
Food to me, though. That didn't look like it was enough food.
Okay, we're not gonna do that. This is a show. This is a show. They're not gonna put out a whole.
And especially how they were all
buffet.
crowding around the table. It just took me back to Boys in the Hood. Remember when they was like the food ready and then everybody just bum rushed the table. I'm just like, y'all back up.
Okay, and that's the difference between a northern get together and a southern. Because first of all, in the South, we got rules: old people, women, and kids, and then the men. Ain't no bombarding us, whatever. No, and it's gonna be a line, and you ain't skipping. But nevertheless, but so how did we feel about him pulling the okie doke with the catered food?
I was fine. He got to get his money. I do applaud Emmett for his hustle because the boy does hustle, as we see later on in the show. Which that whole
we gonna get there.
Situation. Yeah. I was gonna say that whole situation was a mood. I have one-liners for that, but I'm not going to even say. I'm gonna let y'all say because their whole interaction was an entire mood, and I was here for it. I thought she was teasing him, but
it's like you said, Aaron. He still provided a service.
Yes,
he made it presentable, and it looked like he was making everyone's plate. So he made, if he was making everyone's plate, there was more than enough for everyone to go around. Because I'm sure being that he's done catering this long, he has an idea of how much he needs to order for the number of people he's planning to serve. So.
Yeah, and I can appreciate him being honest because, some of us are stubborn. Like, oh, they just don't know what they talk about. My food is good. No, he was honest. He was like, okay, I want to do this. I got to carry Brandon's legacy. Said I got to make this work, blah, 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 but I can't cook. So, I'm not mad at him for that.
But she still
paid him.
No, not this is the point that she still paid him. She knew her cousin attended the wedding, and they said that the yams didn't have enough brown sugar, and the chicken was dry. So she still took a risk of having him there, and I guess he knew that. So he was like, "Oh no, I'm not gonna mess up." He's trying to uphold Brandon's, what is it?
Legacy.
Uphold it for Brandon, because I know Brandon was rolling around his grave because Brandon had all copper tacos that everybody was fiending for. So he has to represent that brand right. So,
but apparently Brandon ain't shit.
Yeah, we gonna talk about that too. That bothered me so bad.
Okay, so the end of the baby shower, the gender, that was a gender reveal. That was a gender reveal.
That was a gender reveal, right.
When she saw the blue and the pink come out, oh girl.
She's like, what girl? who hired this actress? This actress was terrible. Okay.
Yes.
That's
And then
all
she's
y'all
about
kids.
yes. Okay, you knew that before before you got pregnant. So it doesn't matter if you're having one or two. You know, there's a chance when you have sex. Like, don't.
Now
Well,
she got half a
this is
dozen.
officially another set of hood twins, but they really by the same parents, unless they're
She's
fraternal,
stupid.
and we don't know. No.
Oh, Lord, have mercy.
I can't.
All right, so next, Ronnie in the trash can. Now, at first, I was like, I was sitting there watching,
Must have
like,
the same look on her face. Like,
like, bruh, if you pull out some food, I'm about to turn this whole show off. If y'all got this man eating out this trash can, I'm about to be done. And I love the shot. But he was finding cans. I was like, okay, but that's like homeless move. I was like, is he homeless? Is he
well,
confronted?
doing it like that, doing it like looking for recyclables that way, yes. But recycling, where you get money, because they don't recycle for cash here in Atlanta. But at home in
Yes,
California,
they do.
They
We
don't.
Yes, they do.
okay, well, we'll talk about that offline so I can
Yes.
but yeah, so yeah, I thought he was digging for food too. But when I saw him pull out a can, I was like, oh, okay, he recycling. Okay.
I thought that he was
Now,
looking
who gonna
for
come with?
something, but I didn't think food.
I didn't think food either because he had gloves on.
Mm.
So who gonna come with the one liner? I know. Yeah. What's the
Oh,
one liner for this thing?
Charlene, the recycle lady. When she was trying to flirt with him, oh Ronnie, boo boo boo, whatever. And then she asked him, or she said, what did she say to him? Something about, oh, if you keep making money like this, you can take me out. He told her,
Yeah, she's like, you gonna have
Oh
enough to take
no!
me out.
Hold on. You missed it.
no. She said, if
When
you
he
seeing
said, when
somebody,
Ronnie said, I'm already seeing somebody, and
What's
she
her
said,
name?
what's her name? Brandy,
Brandy,
Alizé, Hennessy,
Tequila,
maybe tequila.
Hennessy.
I was like, ooh, I would bring out the big fan for them.
I was
Like,
right.
I was there for all of it. I had to throw the fan at the TV, y'all. I was like, girl. I had to throw the fan. I had to fan the TV. There was so much shade in that line. I was dead.
now the other thing is, who the hell Ronnie seeing? Or who
I
does
thought
he
it was
think
some
he's seeing?
the streets, the tent city.
I think he just didn't want to be bothered. It's the same
Yeah,
thing we
I
do when
think
we don't want to be bothered with somebody. We'll just, back in, you would say something like that.
She gonna want to come to his house eventually, and she ain't no room for her in
well,
that tent.
hell, as comfortable as he is in the community.
I wonder if he is now,
Yes.
because now they mad at him.
Well, we'll talk about it. We'll stay in sequence because I got some issues with that too. All right. Like I said, I'm glad he was
But
just
they
digging
lost
for
me.
can.
I got lost with Ronnie. I got lost. Okay, so he went over to the bar. He talked to these two guys. I don't know who these two guys are. Aaron?
Those are
They're
his
his
homies.
friends.
Those are his homies from
But they
season
said
one.
that he was dressed. Okay, well, I don't
He
know
was.
all the details. But they said he was dressed like,
and smelled good.
and he smelled good. But we knew he was just in the trash can.
He
So
must have, but that was different clothes though. So I think he must have went
it was.
took a shower and stuff.
I thought it was the same shirt. I looked like it was the same. I thought it was the same shirt. So I was so lost.
But that's his old homies that he used to drink and kick it with when his grandmama was still around.
Okay, so yeah, that went right over my head because I was like, they wanted to know
All
where
right.
he was living and all that.
Right.
Show me. I was like, oh, okay.
Right. Nigga, I'm not messing with you. I'm messing with somebody else. Why I gotta show you where I live? Where grandma?
That's another mystic. Like, she's gone. The two detectives are gone. Both the little black lady, Tucson, and the white guy who who was on there.
They're gonna come back because I feel that Reg is working with the police. Why you had a funeral for Brandon? Yep, you had a funeral for Brandon. You didn't have a funeral for Reg. I think they got Reg, they hemmed him up, and he is somewhere snitching on Duda. And him, Trig, and Jake gonna walk down the yellow brick road at the end.
At the end of the show period or for the season?
The season.
Not the yellow brick road.
I'm not
All
sure.
right.
Yes, I'm not sure.
Y'all know I throw out wild predictions. Some of it, part of it's
Yes.
gonna have to come true. I'm 2 for 2 right now.
Sounds like he's off of the show though right now.
I know right now. We don't know. I'm just saying the only closure that we got from them for him was they took my brother and Reg is dead. We haven't seen anything, you don't see Duda looking for about it, trying to research anything because that was his ace, right? That was his top dude. You don't see.
That didn't appear to me that was his top dude, because if that was your top dude, why would you want to use your brother like that?
Oh, because he is Snake.
Yeah.
He's
Yeah,
a major
that kind
snake.
of-
nobody's friend.
He's
Yeah,
a
Reg
major
is
no.
nothing
snake.
to him but a commodity. That was
He
it.
was, and that's why he's trying to take what's his name, the little boy Jake.
He's
Ooh.
not trying to take him. That little boy was sold for $5,000 by the mother.
I know, but
I know
he
that
approached
bothered you.
her to buy. That bothered me too. But he approached her to buy him. He approached her. But we knew that. We knew that at the end. We knew that he was trying to get him
But
because he
to
knew
him.
that Reg that Reg had a hit on him. He knew that.
But also, real quick to your prediction or whatever. Now, in the episode where Trig, last episode when Trig killed old boy right in front of Duda, he told him, this the dude that killed Reg, and you didn't do nothing about it. You know what I'm saying? So it was acknowledged that he's killed. I don't know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The school visit. Now, number one, are they like filming this recently or something? Because the only thing that made me ask that is
so.
the hand sanitizer. Like that's COVID-19 routine right now. Or do y'all with kids or who got kids? Ja, you put sanitizer on before you go to your kids' school?
No, I know I wasn't before that. No.
I mean, before COVID-19, because that's what I'm saying. Like,
no, yeah.
That I don't know. Maybe because now I'm real conscious of that. So everybody uses sanitizer, but that was abnormal. But okay, we can move on.
Maybe she touched the door and it was something on the door, and so she wanted to cleanse her.
It
But
was
I
her
always
car door.
carried it in my purse, so it could be kind of normal too, but not intentionally,
But I think this was before. This was shot before.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I wash my hands after dealing with kids because I think kids are just syrup, pee, and juicy juice. I'm sorry. Like, they always sticky. Always sticky. Like, back me up, pound me.
So, Janine, have you ever, having a parent-teacher conference or with the principal, have you ever had an interaction with someone from the school where they kind of put the responsibility on you?
Ooh.
No, I've never.
Okay, that was gonna be my question because when she said it's because I'm not a parent, you know what I'm saying, but I would think when I send my child to school, they're supposed to be responsible for them. Like my job is to get them there. It's your job to take, to keep up with. I don't care if you got 4,000. You got 4,000 kids. You need to have adequate staffing, security cameras, or something like that. There needs to be some sort of process where because when I was in school, if you went to homeroom, missed first period, and then went to second period, somebody gonna know that.
Right.
Somebody gonna know that
right away, and that is their responsibility. For her to throw that back to her was wrong.
Or if she even positioned it, well, being that she never touched the school grounds, that she's no longer our responsibility. That I could understand. But, but if she had come to school and then she left the school, then it is, in fact, they are then responsible. But, the way that she
have a responsibility to let you know when your child doesn't show up, period.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Especially now because they have like truancy laws and whatnot where they're trying to hold the parents accountable for their kids missing school. Like you can actually go to jail because your kids are not in school.
Right.
So it has to be some sort of, teamwork or something there. Like
right. Yeah. That was interesting. I was like, okay, well.
She snapped off though. She snapped off. That white lady would have been strangled. Messing with me.
Right.
Verbally strangled
Yeah.
people.
Right. Right.
But
We ain't gonna put paws on her.
Oh no, we're not gonna do one of them Trig chokes. Whew. But
Okay, yes, we got to get
I-
to that. But wait, hold on. So
but I done choked her out.
right. So segueing from going off, Duda, is that his name?
Thank you. He
Okay.
went OFF.
So you went off just because he ain't took his shoes off at the door? I mean,
But they had their shoes
But they
on.
had,
That's
thank
why
you,
I was
John.
like,
They had their shoes on. I'm like, they had our same thing. They had their shoes on.
well, maybe he kind of figures because he's young, he's not necessarily paying attention to where he's walking. Whereas, us adults, we're more conscious, if it's gum on the sidewalk, we're not going to just step in it. But then 9 times out of 10, he probably not going to step in it either because he value his shoes.
but he did say, yo, gym shoes. So there must be something about gym shoes to him.
Yeah, because I would hope that whole ensemble that he didn't wear like outside just on GP, because I was like, that's a lot going on.
But who was he when he was in the house? When he came in the house, he was having a conversation, and he said that's why he had to go. But who was he talking about?
He was talking about Trig because he was warning Big Mike. So Big Mike was under Reg, so he just got promoted. That's why he was like, "You my lieutenant now," because Reg gone. You know what I'm saying? And so he was talking about Trig. And what else was I gonna say about it?
He's gonna be a problem.
Yeah, and Duda gotta realize he raising a teenager. Like, you got to understand that not just any teenager, but a teenage boy. Okay. Now I know I told you I don't have kids, but I was with somebody who had teenagers, and let me tell you, it's a struggle. Okay, that's not something you just up and volunteer. Like, you should have thought about it. It's not buying a watermelon, bro. You bought a whole boy. Okay,
but this not a boy. This is a hood boy who's had no discipline and could do whatever he want, this, that, and the third. Now you want to tell him about like house rules.
Yeah. I agree.
Yeah, I mean, now he is used to a different type of discipline. You know what I'm saying? So because he's in the hood and in that life, there are rules to it. Trust me, there are rules. So he's more accustomed to those. But like Duda style and whatnot, yeah, he's never been exposed to that. So I think that's gonna play into his decision to go with his brother. But we'll get into that later. But I do, because I went back and watched it twice. I mean, I watched it, when I went through, and then I went back and watched it again, make sure. I was like, yeah, okay, I get it now.
But has a switch though. He's hot, he's cold, then he's, he goes hot and cold and.
Yeah, because he was just like, once they finished their interaction, he was just like, so take your fucking shoes off.
Yeah.
I was like, what? You batshit crazy. Yeah. He scares me.
He disgusts me. He don't scare me at all. And then plus, like, I have a totally different look at him after he got punked in last episode. You know what I'm saying?
Agreed.
Because if you really a shooter, like, shot, man drop, then you put your hand on your gun. Like, nigga, you dead. If he was gonna kill you, you'd have been dead. Like, no. If that was, like I said, if that was James St. Patrick or Tommy, please, they would have been pow pow. Like, Okay, and then this my little shade note. When old girl was lining Trig up, I'm like, what did she do? She lined up his neck. That's it. Didn't do nothing to his face. That was not a lineup.
Well, she cleaned him up. I mean, she can't do too much because what size clippers are those? Because those are the clippers that my beautician uses on me. So it's not like she was doing like a whole lot, to shape it
Look at everybody's face. Everybody like.
Yeah, I mean, she lined him up. She was supposed to be lining him up. I don't think it was a haircut. It was more like a cleanup type thing. But was she the occasion? Was Shim the occasion or not? What did she walked out? He said, "Oh." He said, "Okay, I'm gonna go get dressed so you can take me." I said, "Where are we going?" And then he said, "Well, what's the occasion?" She said, "I'm the occasion." And was she
Right.
the Asian or not?
So
Right.
I thought
What you saying?
I did think that it was a little strange that they didn't do anything when she was lining him up, and then he turned back and touched her leg, and I was just like, oh, they about to get it in, okay. But then when nothing happened, I was just like, oh, okay, well, they just going through it.
Hold on. When that happened and she was straddling him, right?
Mm-hmm.
I looked down at the loafers.
I thought they were slippers.
No, mules, loafers, whatever.
No, they were like slippers.
They were some.
I didn't even look at her shoes.
Some type of mules, and I looked there, and and when she was straddling, I was looking here, and I was like, why does she have all these ribs that
Rib
look
cages,
like they're in the middle? What do you call this here?
The Gucci mule.
Sternum.
Okay.
Well, there was lots of bones there.
I just thought that she was flat chested.
Okay, yeah.
Because there are some women who are in fact shaped like that.
No, but I don't see these bones here. So I was looking at that and I saw those shoes. We'll go ahead on, Ivor. Are you gonna lead us into Shem?
She identifies as a she, so we're gonna say she.
Oh, I apologize.
Yes, her pronoun.
Her
Sorry,
pronoun.
I don't know your pronoun.
Yeah.
He and him. So it's, I won't say Shem, she and her.
Okay.
Or Imani. Imani is what Shem's name is.
Okay. But like I said, I didn't feel like that was a lineup. But okay.
So I thought, oh, by the way, the music that was playing while he was getting lined up, I was like, oh, is this him? Let me see if this is this James. But then it wasn't him. Okay. So I was like, okay.
No.
Look at
it. Was I Shazam that song too. That was Kay.
Right. Okay. So I find it interesting because as a trans person, she's a pretty girl. She is pretty. We can't deny that.
But she didn't fool me.
She's not pretty to me.
Me either.
I think she is.
I think she's prettier this episode. Last episode, when I clocked her, I said she need either like a better like wiglet or she needs some, because remember I said her features were very hard.
Yeah. You did.
Because I knew, but her features are still hard, but they're softening her up this episode, and I saw that.
Yeah, but when they had went to the bar, right? Because I didn't even think that they had gone together. I'm thinking like, well, why the hell up were you in? Because as soon as they arrived at, they showed open the scene.
No, but stop.
Yes.
Stop there.
They showed Adam.
The bar. I was like, what is my Live, Laugh, and Lovey crew gonna think about this person singing this song and this hair and then this voice coming out? I was like, Ivor, what was your fan?
Okay, I was like,
that thing
out and open.
And is that really him singing?
Yeah, that's Adam. Yeah, he's an artist.
Okay, well he needs to get what do they call that? People that do your makeup and your hair as an artist.
A Mua?
Not just a makeup artist. I mean, the hair, everything.
The stylist.
Where's his stylist?
I like the shirt. The top was cute.
That hair was not it.
Well, no, not the hair. But but what? I won't say how much more could you do when you have locks and they're at that length. Because that length wasn't very long, but I like the top. The top is what got me. I was like, oh, that's a cute top.
I was looking at it and saying, what the hell?
Aaron, why are you looking like that?
Because I was confused too, because I was like...
What's going? What's happening?
Yes! Because when I said, I was like, okay. And then I was like, am I tripping? Is that a man? Is that a woman? What are we doing here? And then the song, and I was like, I'm gonna call it he, I don't know. They sounded good. Let's put it like that. They sounded good. I was like, oh, I like this song, but I'm confused. What's taking place? Because I mean, I knew because we saw episode 1, so we know it's gonna be in there. So I'm like, okay, what we about to do? And then so once they pan over and he at the bar, I almost lost it. I was like, I know this ain't.
No, when they were panning in on him, they had passed this one guy who was in like streetwear clothes that we say that you buy that you would wear to the club. The guy wore it like had a choker attached to it, and I saw his mustache, so I was like, "Oh, they had a gay bar." But this is before they actually got to him on that close up. So I was like, "Oh, okay." But then again, I was confused. I was just like, "Well, why is he at a gay bar?" Okay.
But I thought nothing of it though, honestly, because I guess I'm not there with that. Judging that.
No,
so I thought nothing of it. He just at a gay bar and he having a drink. Like,
well, no. I didn't think. I'm not judging. Hell, I've been to
I'm
a gay
not saying.
bar
I'm just
before too.
I wasn't insinuating judging, but I said I was clueless what was to come next. I was
too. That's what I'm saying. It was just like, okay, why are you at a gay bar? Because I never would have. At that point, I hadn't put two and two there. I didn't have the eye of intuition where I didn't picked up that this is a trans woman. I didn't pick that.
Yeah, I had no idea.
I didn't even think to put two and two together. Oh, they said that they were going to go out. So where were they going? So when that little girl that came up to him,
hello,
I was like,
hello,
no.
You don't get your ass away from me.
He identified himself. His pronouns were he and him.
Mm-hmm. Right. But what I don't like, and it's sad to say, but I do know quite a few gay men who act and behave like that. It's like, don't get mad if I turn off your your what do you call it? Your
advances.
Yeah, your advances. So and then don't sit up here and try to belittle me and make me feel some kind of way about being up in here. Okay, it's a gay bar, cool. I said I'm not interested. Move the hell away. But then you want to sit up here and be messy Betty and be all up in my foot. Yeah, you all up in here and hell yeah, I would have turned around and smacked the shit up out of you. Get the fuck up out my face.
Yep. Because he went extra. He did. So that's when I was confused when Imani told him he needed to apologize. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah, I was that too. But I was like, she didn't see it. She didn't see the part, but what happened or whatever. But I was mad at her, kind of like, why you not, taking up for your
her people. She know her people.
She should have, but she was more respectful to the person that came up to him than she was to Trig.
Right.
She was more because she was like, I'm sorry. What is your in the whole middle of that whole dissertation that she was spouting. She so I thought that was kind of like, I was like, hold on, like, I brought you here. Did you go to the bathroom? She must have been in the bathroom or something. Because she came out of nowhere.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Yeah, so I mean, like I said, I didn't have Ivan's intuition. I didn't think anything of it, So I was like, okay, why he in the gay bar? And then I was proud of him. I was like, okay, he didn't spaz out. He just said, I'm in the gay bar. So what? And that don't mean I'm gay. Then he was like, I'm not interested. Okay, cool. He didn't, call him out his name or disrespect him for being gay or nothing like that. He just wanted to have his beer. So at that point, I'm thinking, okay, maybe, he hadn't been to that part of Chicago because in a while, maybe he didn't know, what I'm saying? Because most gay bars are not named the gay bar. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't know, and then when you really just want to drink, he at the bar. You know what I'm saying? He already with a woman or with somebody. So I could get you being less interested or less paying attention to what kind of environment it is, because it really don't matter. You're not hollering at nobody. You're not looking for nothing besides the beer. So as long as it's cold and it's good, you straight. So I was like, cool. And then again, when old girl Imani came up and was like, first of all, it threw me off, and nothing went off. I'm just trying to figure out, okay, why were y'all meeting at a gay bar, or what's going on here? I'm still clueless. Mm-hmm. And she's like, oh, no, you need to call her. What is your pronoun? Like, you spaz it out. You spaz it out and can calm you and compose yourself, because I'm like, I never would have thought that. I just like, apologize to him. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because it's like, That's awfully interesting that she's so attentive to, a pronoun. I know that's like PC and what you're supposed to do these days. But I was like, oh, I never would have thought to ask that question.
So you still hadn't kind of picked it up from there?
Yeah.
You either, Ja?
No. Not till
I was lost.
Until
Let me think. Right. I had no idea. I was like, oh, that's strange. Like, oh, okay.
So
not till outside. Not till outside.
When I said that's no wonder the chest was like that. And then they picked them awful ugly loafers.
She mad about those shoes.
She hella mad about them.
I was clueless until they got outside. And then like the second time when I went back and watched it, like right at that haircutting scene, I was like, okay, because then I paid attention to it differently. So she got big. I mean, I got big arms, but she has very masculine arms. Like
They're
even
not that
more
masculine. They were not that masculine. Because I
go back and look at it.
I did. I went back and watched it a second time, and because after watching it the first time, of course, I was more intuitive to what was going on the second. And her arms were a little muscular, but they weren't all like that.
They were to me. I mean, especially because, I have been told that I have like a masculine build, because I have been athletic for my young life, not anymore, but thank God I kind of carry with me. So, so I'm sensitive to, muscular women and not assuming that they're men or masculine, you know what I mean? And then I idolize like Angela Bassett, who is like the baddest elderly. I mean, like she
you better not say she elderly. She is not elderly. You don't put her in that elderly box.
She's old enough to retire. She's almost 70.
Okay, your point.
And she look good with it. But we always talk about her arms and legs.
She kept them Tina Turner arms. She kept them Tina arms.
But so back to Imani at the haircut scene. So when I went back, I looked at her arms and I looked at her legs. I never saw the shoes. So I can't say. I don't even know what they look like.
I saw the Gucci legs. I saw them too. I
saw the legs. I was like, oh. And then when they were kissing and Trig did that little choke kiss thing or whatever, I was like, oh, he's trying to color the Adam's apple. And then as I watched, I was like, oh, she do have an Adam's apple. You know what I'm saying? Like, I noticed that the second time around, but going into it first time in, baby, I was all the way confused until until he said, I see you as a woman. But one thing I did want to point out, go ahead, John.
No, go ahead.
Was that when the guy that he got into it with said, when Trig said, I ain't like you.
Yes.
Like that struck me the second time, because obviously I was lost the first time. So I was like, yeah, he ain't like you. I was with it. I was like, okay, yeah, he right, he not like you. But then when I went back, I was like, okay, you lied.
So that's why the guy checked him, because the guy knew what he was, and that's why he went off on him. So then it made me understood why he pretty much owed him an apology. But still, back off. The dude read him right away, so that's what it was. But the dude had no right to go extra with him.
Right, he had absolutely no right.
Trig, you are one of them. And I don't know what you want to call it when you're with a transgender, because in his mind, he's not gay. What? In his mind, he's not gay. And to me, you may not be gay in your mind, but what you are is confused if you don't think you're gay. Because Imani clearly is a transgender. Now, we don't know if she got all the fixings and the stuff done, but
we can assume.
So you think that she's a total
Since he said, you're a woman. I believe that she is a woman. Yeah. I believe she's a woman. I do.
And that's probably why Trig has been gone and Kanky or wherever he been. That's probably why.
He went to jail.
No, he did not. No, he did not.
He went to jail.
About him going to jail.
He did not go to jail.
That's what I was. Jail.
No, he did.
We thought that, but in this, he up and went to Kankakee or what? I don't know. I need to know the name. But when he was telling us the daddy story, he said, you know what I'm saying, he was halfway out the door and he moved He never said anything about
He
ever
said
being
he
in
sold
prison.
drugs to get by or something, but he never said he went to jail. And it seemed
I
like
don't know why I thought
he
he was
stayed
in
away
jail.
because
No,
he liked men.
No, you know what though? When he said maybe because I was in a different mind state of where of the characters. When he said I'm not like you, when I've heard that before with my people I've been with, I'm thinking he said I'm not flamboyant. That's what I thought. But it does read, yeah, he does not think he's gay, but
maybe he is
you
not
got.
because he
Well, I was
probably
about to
really
say you
likes
gonna
people that
get
are
on me,
women.
John. I was gonna say you gonna get on me, John, but he's not gay.
Yeah, I just thought about that.
Yeah,
I recanted that.
Yeah.
Because he likes someone who is in the form of a woman.
Mm-hmm. And he accepts her because he knows her past. He's not gonna just blurt it out, like Dave in front of everybody, tell everybody she's a drug addict. But
Dave was
anyway,
gay.
sorry, that was another
Dave
thing.
was gay.
No, I'm talking about a whole different show.
Oh,
But
okay. Well,
remember, look, I was going back with maths. Woo.
Oh,
But
okay.
anyway,
Well,
so
his heckler was gay.
oh,
But
straight. He was flambeau. Yes, and he was also. I didn't like the read. I didn't like that he was trying to convert him. Leave him alone. Leave him alone. Let him do what he wants. First of all, if he said no, he said no. I wasn't sure. I had kind of got lost in a little bit because when they showed the singer, and then when they panned over and showed him, I said Trig. I said Trig gay. That's the first thing I said. I was like Trig gay because I had forgotten that quick that he was taking his girl out. But then as the dude started getting on him or whatever, and I was like, well, why is you there then? If he's trying to get at you, why are you there? Yeah, you could be just getting a beer. But then I was like, oh, wait a minute, she is the occasion. Oh, she must be in the bathroom or somewhere. And then as soon as she came out or whatever, that's when I texted her. I was like, I knew it.
Yeah.
But yeah.
But yeah, I don't think that he's gay. Like you said, he's just attracted to someone who just happens to be trans.
Right.
And there's nothing wrong with that. My question would
Nothing
be,
wrong with that,
well,
America.
what's your plan? What's the end goal? What we doing? What are we doing to achieve this goal?
Obviously they ain't having no kids.
Who probably really ain't about that life. And it's probably going to be a shock to Jake when he finds out about this relationship and what it really is.
That's why they trying to get Jake, so Jake can be the kid. They ain't going to have no kids of their own.
Facts.
Well, but I think I don't think he wants that type of life for his brother.
Can we please pray? Can we say a prayer? I have it on my notes.
Let's just
can
pray
we say
for
a
Keisha.
Prayer? No, can we pray that he wants Jake for the right reasons?
Oh,
I
feel
like he does.
Mm-hmm.
I think
and
he
I was
does.
actually impressed with his authenticity for his, for wanting him like that. I didn't see, because I was with you. I was like, okay, so he coming back on his hustler tip, but I see he just playing the game because he really just want his brother. You know what I'm saying? So I was glad to see, like I said, with the daddy story and all of that. You know what I'm saying? That he really just wanted him for the sake of that's the only family I got. And in reality, that is, besides the strung out mom, who, she is what it is.
So, did anybody else deduce, or maybe it's just me, that possibly all three of them got the same mama? I mean, daddy? No? Okay. So, you don't think Reg...
That daddy walked out. Daddy walked out.
Wait, before he said then she got pregnant with Reg, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, and by the time Jake came on, okay, because I was like, dang, that was so she had like the little perfect life, and then her shit just started going downhill, like winter. Okay.
Yep.
Well,
so
no, that was I don't know.
To me, that Iva may be the answer to your question why Reg didn't have no funeral, because Reg really ultimately did not have a family.
You're right. Mm-hmm.
Wow, because not even the streets taking care of him now?
Duda didn't do no funeral? Why Duda didn't do no funeral?
Well, ain't he the one that's behind it?
Yeah, but nobody knows that, right? Duda didn't do no funeral?
Well, it could come out later on in the wash. Maybe he's still alive. We don't know.
Hello. I'm
Mhm.
glad that that Jake didn't send his brother away. He remembered
Yeah.
because he had all that animosity towards him, and
Nope.
he was going based on what he was told or taught. But then he said, "You probably don't remember, but I used to take y'all, you and your friends," and he remembered, and he was like, "Oh, like
That hit his
where?"
that hit his heart when he said,
It
"I used to
did.
come in the summers
It
and take
did.
you and your friends to Six Flags," and
Yep.
that
Hmm.
changed his attitude. Like,
It
Mhm.
did.
Mhm.
No, you
So
don't
yeah.
gotta go. So that's why I think he's gonna be able to see both sides of Trig. He's gonna have a good side, with him, the relationship that they're gonna build, and then he's gonna see him come up against Duda. I think he's going to see him because Trig turns into somebody completely different when he talks about his brother to Duda. Like,
Yep.
I'm a kid.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah,
I
it's like a
agree.
whole different person.
I agree.
Um, but it made me kind of sad. This is just off the same subject, but it just made me kind of sad because when he was talking to him outside the door, to Jake, I was like, dang, if Jake goes to live with him, Luke not gonna be on the show no more.
Well, maybe that would be his reason for staying. We don't know.
I think so, and because remember he said specifically to Imani, you could set up shop, you could do hair here and stuff, but I don't want to set no roots down. So
Yeah.
maybe if this season goes well for him and he's a good addition, maybe they will set those roots down, which
Because
I
I'm
think.
sure he's
Okay.
not gonna want to take Jake out of his environment. I mean, away from his friends, away from his school.
I was
Cause
about to say, there we
he's
go, school.
yeah.
School.
I
Y'all
mean,
see he's at the school with Kevin
he
yeah.
is. He
Mhm.
is.
and Papa.
Mhm.
No,
Papa
Papa's
not
not,
there.
but they all got a job. Yeah,
Yeah.
Papa not there, but they all got a job and they
Yeah.
all work. I
Yeah.
thought
I
that was
mean,
good.
cause
I thought
Jake
that
is
was
a good
cool.
kid. He's a good kid, but he's just kind of like a little bit of a victim of his circumstances.
Hmm.
But
Mhm.
Yeah.
he's a good kid. He has good influences around him because, like I tell people or the younger generation, it's important to look at the people that you have around you. If you have the same like-minded friends, then you all are
Hmm.
going to be out to attain some of the same goals. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Even if it's a motive, oh, okay, let's work here because we gonna get some numbers. All right, cool. You making money in the process. Great.
Please make
So
money.
yeah. So yeah, but Papa let's just pray for Keisha. I hollered.
Right.
Right.
No, but wait a minute. Who has ever been on a speed date?
Oh
That was the
goodness.
next
Oh.
part.
Yes, I haven't.
So
I want to. Okay, go ahead. Go ahead, Aaron. Go ahead.
no, I'm sorry. No, I first of all, if I was to participate in speed dating, I would never have participated in that one. That girl was cheesy, cheesy as hell. I'm like, oh my god,
Oh,
no,
Windy City speed dating.
Mhm.
She had me
yes,
dying.
Yes, have fun. There's no cursing. Men, you are to change tables when the bell rings, and no refunds.
right. I was like, and then she was trying to tell her little dry ass jokes, and everybody was just sitting there like,
Hmm.
mm,
They were definitely dry.
Yeah, but
right,
Jada had me dying laughing when she was just like, when the first guy was just like, I have cats. Oh, no, I hate cats. They don't pull their weight around the house. And I was
Oh,
like, girl. I was like, what you mean they don't put? Oh yeah, they are lazy. Yeah, dogs, they do protect you. Okay, yeah, they get rid of the bugs. Okay, yeah, you might be right about that, Jada. But dang, you didn't have to be hella mean like that.
She was
Then
no, but
mean.
no,
okay,
they killed him even in Egyptian time that she let him know first.
Yes,
right,
yes. No offense though.
right, no
right. Like
offense.
I felt like she was just too woke for the white man. He was like, "Ooh, I'm not ready to go this black. Sorry."
Okay,
She was too
then,
woke for the Asian man too.
but I
But
thought,
she was
but wait,
open to everybody though. She was open to
she was
everybody
hella.
though.
But I thought her and the Asian guy, they kind of had a little bit of a connection. I was like,
They did, but it was an
okay, is something
overshare.
gonna come over? Okay, they gonna. All right, I see y'all exchanging numbers, but then which I don't feel as though she asked an inappropriate question when she asked about his parents. Well, where are your parents from?
There was
I,
nothing wrong with that
there
question.
was nothing wrong with that question.
I'm gonna
No,
tell
it just
you,
was
yes, it
bad
is.
timing. It was bad timing because she could have rephrased it a different way when he
She
said, he was from Lincoln Park, she could have been like, "Oh, okay, is your whole family from here?"
She
Or
could
something
have
like that.
she could have repositioned the question or said it in
Mhm.
a different way. But if she had already asked basically, what's your nationality or where you from, I think he kind of jumped the gun. He could have been like, well, yes, we're Asian American, but yes, we're Asian, but we're Americans and we're right here from Chicago.
I wouldn't
But
have
no,
been
he doesn't. I don't know. I mean, obviously he looks Asian. However, he's from Lincoln Park. His family is from Lincoln Park. You know what I'm saying? So that's too much of an assumption. She should have asked maybe,
What?
what is some what?
The man clearly looked Asian.
He looks Asian, but at the same time, the same way you don't want somebody to, do you like fried chicken? Because there's a
That's not the
stereotype
same
about it.
thing. That's not the same thing.
No, it is. Well, I know. I do. I did understand the point, and I like how the Shy is using their platform to teach people about things like this. Okay, the pronoun, that was a teaching moment. Even here was a teaching moment because this happens to me often. Your people, your cousins, and others have come to me many times and asked me what I am mixed with, and it pisses me off.
Oh, we know.
And so my answer every time is with my mama and my daddy. Okay, so he had her. So as I have heard enough of that questioning, he probably has too. So it's just a teaching moment. But he kind of, when she asked where his family from, a lot of times, remember I said we went over this before, ABCs. To here in the Bay Area in California, it stands for American born Chinese, but we use that for all Asians. Although we know there are different people in different Asians. But a lot of times the parents are likely not here, but in this case they were not. So
yeah, because Jada is probably around our age. Yeah. Give or take, she probably like late 30s, early 40s. Yeah. So his parents, I think again, that's why I don't see anything wrong with her asking that question, because you kind of have to, I don't want to say assume, but you would automatically think that, okay, your parents are older, so more than likely they're not American born. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I wasn't, but I don't necessarily think that he was offended, but I think he was probably at his breaking point. Like, here we go. But
it's to teach everybody to be conscious of certain questionings and how some things could be offensive to others. So
right. And not everyone is just Chinese. There's a complete breakdown within the Asian community.
But even like 20 minutes ago, but even 20 minutes ago, I had to correct myself and say that Trig is not gay. At first I said it initially, then I thought about it. No, he's not gay. So they're trying to teach people things here in this Shy, Lovey. Glad you're liking it.
Until somebody get killed. Go ahead, Iva. What are you about to
say? She did say Asian though. What type? What part of Asia are you from? So she was trying to be correct with that part. Yeah, PC. So that was okay. I don't think that just where your parents from. I don't think that was a bad question. I just think as the follow up, when she said it and she was already molded, she could have rephrased that in a different way. In that, because she was just digging herself in a hole. You see, when the bell dinged after him, did nobody come to her seat?
Yeah, they did.
They did not come to her seat.
They did.
But she was in the wrong place because she said she noticed everybody was young.
Yeah.
That little last dude looked like he could have been Emmett's friend. Oh, let's not talk about Emmett's friends stuff. Let's not talk about Emmett's friends.
Go ahead, Aaron.
So real quick before we move on, Jai, you pointed out something that we forgot to talk about in last episode. You're talking about the teachable moments. And I do think that the Shy is doing an excellent job of bringing out these teachable moments. And one thing I wanted to go back to from episode 1 was when they were at the reception and the two messy girls was like, the butchy one, don't call him the butchy one, call it the masculine presenting or whatever. I think it was designed to be that like tacky or offensive. to trigger us to realize that sometimes, because I mean, I really don't think that they meant to be offensive. They were being nosy, you know, say they were being nosy, but I don't think that they meant to be offensive, but they wrote it so we can see how subconsciously offensive it could be.
Right.
But
Because even I was saying Andrea, because that's the masculine one, but maybe I said masculine one, but I still meant that same thing, that she was the butch, you know.
Okay, so hold on. I have a problem with Tiffany offering, giving the mama-in-law the card for the masseuse with the happy ending, and then giving her information to go on a speed date. Okay, the speed date, not so much. You know, that's fine. You know, hey, get out there, have fun, go to speed date. But you giving off a card. First of all, where did you get the card from? And two,
that's what I
have
wanted
you
to know.
used his services before? Okay.
But she told her, I'm looking for a life partner. And she still insisted you need your back blown out.
Okay, but I'm saying, what are you doing with this card, and what do you need? What do you know about his services? That's gonna make me keep my eye on you.
But was Jada, did she really call him maybe just for the massage, or did she call him for the happy ending?
Nah, she wanted that back broken, boo.
Okay, she wanted a back blown
well, she could
out.
have called her baby daddy. He getting a divorce anyway.
Nah, she wanted something new.
Yeah.
But
She needed that whole experience.
Remember, they had good sexual chemistry.
Maybe she just wanted something that was it was a complete disconnect. She wanted no ties to it, no questions, nothing, just something new.
Well, Jada,
she got it.
She got herself a discount.
She got it.
But
she got it. And when her son came up, she wasn't embarrassed at all. She still played with the baby. She was not embarrassed
last time, though,
at all.
She was grown.
She said, I'm grown.
Okay, but he had me out my chair with the Febreze.
Yes.
Oh my gosh, I hollered.
I am loving Emmett. I am loving Emmett.
Stuff though, but she don't never check him right. Like, look, Emmett, you the one walking around here with all these kids by these different women and stuff.
Yes, she has. Yes, she has.
She did it like in the first episode where Keisha had to run up out the house and all that. She told him, "Oh, you got to get up out of here." And all that, but when he's checking her, she never comes back and say, "Oh, hold on, you ain't the only one. How you think you got here?" And etc. And I'm the grown one.
Is that what you gonna say? That's what you gonna say to your kids?
You know she practices
like that. You gonna go get your hotel room up out of here, period.
But she in her house though.
Oh no, I tell
she's talking about her kids.
Only be that fuck up in here, okay? Ain't none of that up in here.
Yeah, but
okay, so here we go. Oh, sorry. Go ahead, Lovey.
I mean, you stupid. I died laughing because I was just like, boy, you better not stand there. You better run. And then when he took off running, I was like, yeah, that was the best thing that you could have done.
First he was high-fiving him.
Oh, 2B, nigga. 2B, nigga.
And he was just like, oh, yeah. Hey, my mama live up in here. What's her apartment number?
I'm bothered by him though. She was looking like, dang, I'm so.
She got her back broken. She was straight. That was the last thing that she was worried about.
Tiffany, when Tiffany said you need your back broke out, and she said, "Oh, that sounds kind of like
painful."
She said, "Oh, it will be, but it'll be also good." I don't know. Tiffany ain't the right daughter-in-law. I don't. Tiffany, get the house together.
I think can you get the house together? I'm thinking that it's something they keep showing her smoking weed a lot. I don't know if that's going to become something or whatever, because like it's not an issue, but it's how they focus on her doing it. It's something that's, I don't know. I'm waiting for something to like unfold with that, and I think that they're trying to rush that relationship between Jada and Tiffany. They trying to bring Tiffany along, like to see if she's gonna be good in the show. Like they need a filler or something. So they're putting Jada, with her to like, okay, this is the interaction, like they're good. I don't know how I feel about that relationship either. They're feeling kind of rushed to me. And I hope that Emmett doesn't go back to his Emmett ways Now that Lala's here.
Well, okay, but wait a minute. So, Jada, Jada, she said it. She was a grandparent. So Jada, it's not really about them having a relationship. It's more about her seeing her grandkids, and I think that's what her tie to Tiffany is. And then Tiffany just talked to her, and she just talked to her, and she just gave her those little recommendations and everything. That's the way I see it. But there's going to be a problem, like you said, Lala, because Tiffany was already, oh, why you want her number? So it's going to be hard for him to really try to have a business with a woman. And because she already wasn't feeling Keisha outfit last week. So we going to see how long they going to last. That's what I want to see. Go ahead, Aaron.
This fool showing his penis.
He didn't show his penis. No, he didn't. She said, show me that dick. And he did. Go ahead, Aaron.
Oh, because it's not a penis. It's a dick. It's that third leg. Okay.
I thought that she was going to say, I was just playing. Like, don't do it. Because I was like, I know Emit going to really try to show it. As soon as he got like that, I thought she was going to be like, boy, I was just playing.
He leaned back. It's like, oh, he working with a monster. And then she had a whole entire restaurant set up in her house. But who is serving your tables while you in the kitchen cooking pretty? She in there cooking hella pretty.
Did you see how she put those oxtails there?
Girl!
We saw all her whole manicure.
Right. No, but then she did. But then she seasoning the food like Salt Bae. Girl.
Wait a minute. You don't want to wait. You want to leave? You don't want to taste none of my peach cobbler?
But he sure was watching her too while she was cooking. I was like, yeah, you need to pick up all them pointers. And then I started looking. I was just like, dang, I do need one of them other bottles, because I have one of those bottles for my oil. But then I was just like, okay, the other one, okay, I can use that for my white wine. Okay, so yeah, I was picking up pointers myself. But what I didn't like with that scene was when, he was talking about Brandon. She was like, Brandon wasn't shit. And okay, now you leaving holes. Because why isn't Brandon shit? Why wasn't Brandon shit? And how do you know this? Like, is that going to unfold later on?
Because they'll be working together. So I'm sure we will find some stuff out.
Well, but you notice Emmett's character is where Brandon was leaving off. Brandon was trying to evolve and trying to be something different, because we know that being in the South Side of Chicago, basically, what is the word? You statistically you'll be
dead or in jail.
Yeah. Okay. So
with hella babies.
So Brandon was a mentor to him without him knowing. So he's still trying to. Now he's in Brandon's shoes. So you can see where they're trying to make him be this Brandon at this point.
But I was bothered by her saying that. So it bothered me for her to say that Brandon wasn't shit, because I took it like, okay, was that a slick, like a written dig at Jason Mitchell? Because Brandon, nobody really had any reason to say that Brandon wasn't shit. He had his issues, but he worked to be a good guy. He went to school. He opened a business, several businesses. The catering business and the food truck. You know what I'm saying? And he catered whose funeral? He catered somebody's funeral. Was it Jason's? You know what I'm saying? So he was Brandon, the character in this, was a good guy. You know what I'm saying?
Right. I didn't think about that.
Because he even forgave his brother's killer, so how he not shit?
Well,
so I couldn't understand that, but I was also mad at Emmett for not saying anything.
He did.
Well, he said, "How you gonna talk about the dead?"
That counts.
That don't mean he didn't. He was, a good person.
I mean, but how much more is he supposed to? How much more and what much more could he have said?
Yeah,
either something to understand. Because maybe that's just the friendship in me. I don't know. Because you know what I'm saying, you care about this man enough to carry on his legacy. You know what I'm saying, in his honor, and to step into, his role with Kevin and things like that, because you saw him as that type of a person. You're not going to try and emulate or carry on somebody's legacy who wasn't shit.
Yeah, but at the same time, he was there because he needs her. And this is their first time meeting.
He didn't have to spaz out. He'd be like, well, why would you say that? He could ask for more information. because you know what I'm saying, people you may see people differently. You know what I'm saying? For example, you can look at Otis Perry. Some people will say Otis Perry is a good guy, but if you're talking about Duda, he ain't shit. You know what I'm saying? It's the same person, but it's how you deal with him.
I think it's gonna come out later.
Too many tables in there to be waiting on for us to be hearing the backstory of, or
I
hearing him go off on her about Brandon. Sorry, go ahead.
I think it's gonna. No, I'm sorry. I think it's gonna come out. Bull. I think he's gonna be, because like we said, now they're gonna be working together. They're gonna get to talking. They're gonna have conversations. They're gonna, she already started opening up when she talked about. I thought that was just like a big freezer or a cabinet or something. She was like, I first learned how to cook on these, and so you could tell she was already in. She was ready for it. I think that she. I don't know. That was a big line to come out about one of the major people that we just lost and still don't know how we lost him. But that was a big line to come out for them to not carry that on sometime in the future.
So 2 things about Lala being in this. It's gonna be a problem in the script, and then number 2, we got to deal with her bad acting again. I was happy when she died in Power.
I think she's doing a little bit better in the Shy than she was on Power. First off, shout out to her apron.
I was gonna say, who saw the apron?
Skinny chefs.
Who saw the
don't
apron?
Trust the skinny chef. Yes, hunty. Okay, and scene. But yeah, I think she's doing a lot better. I mean, it's still, she has still a little ways to go, but she's a lot better than what she was in Power.
Yeah. Because Keisha was horrible.
Yeah, Keisha was horrible. Now, why do you say her storyline?
I mean, only because it's Emmett. You know what I'm saying? So Emmett is clearly distracted already. Ooh. I can appreciate him pulling himself together to make this happen. But okay, you live with your baby mama, who, let me go back, is clearly not pregnant because she had on a halter.
Right. Exactly.
And we still ain't heard nothing about another baby or anything on the way. Right. Unless that's the only reason why she's trying to sneak and smoke weed, because she's supposed to be pregnant. But I'm gonna need y'all to clarify that.
Hold on.
But okay, let's go back.
Wait. So why? Hold on, Iva. Why, when people trying to put out weed and they trying to hide it from somebody, they put it out and then they go like this, they start waving the air like that's gonna get rid of it quickly? I've never understood
baby. That is not blowing away at all. Like, oh, I didn't know this.
Right, like it's not gonna be lingering in the air for hours.
Okay.
Get off the weed, folks.
Right. You smoke it that much, it's all in your pores. I don't care how many showers you take. It's in your pores. It's in you. Okay, sorry, go ahead.
Sure. But okay, so he living with his baby mama. Clearly she's insecure. You know what I'm saying? And then so he gonna be working with this pretty girl overnight.
Mm-hmm. But he's made her insecure. And I don't know if I want to call her insecure. I think it is smart of her.
Reason.
I think she's distrustful with reason.
With reason. Well, she's the third baby mama. She's the third baby mama.
So, but it's like, that's one of them things that it comes with the territory. I'm not giving him an excuse to be a hoe or whatever, but like when you deal with a hoe, you can't be mad at them for being a hoe. Be mad at yourself for choosing a hoe.
Hello.
You know what I'm saying?
Hashtag.
So.
How you get them is how you lose them.
It pretty much.
Well, nobody ever had him. He was not committed to nobody. He was just going around showing that dick to everybody.
Showing that.
Oh, he was doing more than showing that. Cause that threw me off. Like, word around town is you got a third leg, and then you gonna show it. Like, okay. And then she wasn't even. She was like, oh, come on. So it was confirmed. Identity confirmed. You're like, okay. And then so now you done seen this man third leg. And then you're going to be working with him overnight and think you ain't finna do something with that third leg?
We'll see.
That ain't her problem.
Because he just seemed, either the baby mama's going to push him into her, or he's going to be about his business because he's trying to get this money. And we continue to see a lot of growth. He was talking about he wasn't just trying to put a business together, make money. He said he had these kids and he was trying to build a legacy. I was like, come on.
Mm-hmm.
You know
Oh yeah, I mean, I'm for that. Oh, by the way, Ja, I thought about you. What's the line that made me think about you while we on this scene? I do it for the culture.
Hey, the culture, you know what I'm saying? Right here, the
And,
No,
but
but
about
he
her
said,
house before we leave.
wait, he said you ain't gonna be doing shit for the culture once the health inspector come up here and shut you down.
Hello.
So there was two things about that. Number one, first of all, we're gonna pretend like her house didn't look like the color purple.
Oh.
A juke joint.
Yeah, like where they was eating in the juke joint. Like
in the juke joint. But that's why
I said in that jail, I like to rot. Oh.
No, because when he knocked on the door, that's why she was scrutinizing him like a lot of people call me. But she knew she had all those people in the house, though. So.
Yeah, because it could have been the health inspector. That's what she thought it was. Hell.
Mm-hmm.
But let me ask you this. So this is what I want to know about the health inspector. If that's her house and she's like running it like a business, but not necessarily as a business,
You have no business license. You can't sell.
I get all that. Can I finish?
Oh, sorry.
So I mean, we all know people have been selling plates out of their house for years.
Mm-hmm.
Years. I've never heard of the health inspector shutting down that. Now, maybe the police or maybe, I don't know, code enforcement or something like that. But why would the health inspector shut down a non-business? Because, like, do you see what I'm saying, or am I not making sense?
Well, you are making sense, but you're getting very technical.
No, but there are different sides
Yeah.
to it because, like, for me, because I bake out of my home, I could apply for it's called a cottage license. So because you know it's my home, you know, so she may very well have something like that, but she's serving.
She had serving, yeah.
Yeah, she's serving people. Because there was an episode on Restaurant Impossible where somebody was like, they had a dining room out of their house and they were not licensed at all. And
if you get sick or anything like
that,
who you gonna sue?
Yeah, because because you know you gotta keep the food at a specific temperature. You gotta keep your kitchen clean. So so it's health.
You can't even give away food as a business. You can't even take your food and give it to the homeless.
You can't. Yes, it has to be thrown away.
Yep. So he was on point with that one. Yeah.
I mean, and I wasn't saying that he was wrong. I was just literally asking because, to me, even though you call it a business, it's not really a business. So I'm just trying to see how the health inspector would play a part in it. But if she did apply for
definitely would want to be involved because they want you to pay taxes because they want their coins up out the deal.
For real.
Yeah, there's some fines and heavy fines and what do you call it? You penalized for what she is doing.
Right.
He said penal.
Okay, penis in the head.
Penalized, maybe no prediction.
Right. Yeah. So So with that, what's your predictions for next week?
Wait, we didn't finish with Kevin and Papa and them.
We sure did.
Kevin got up that door like he was a big boy. Like, hey, I'm not leaving. What's his name? Nook or whatever.
Yeah. Okay.
Nook, if you
up to Nook.
Nook, if you Nook.
Okay.
I mean, that's Lovey's favorite song. Nook, if you
Yeah.
He was at the door about it though.
He was.
But you gotta remember, pulling a gun on Kevin, that's not gonna scare him. You gotta do something else.
That's what
you know what I'm saying? Because he's already seen so much gun violence and death. You know what I mean? He's seen guns and gun violence. You know what I mean? So I mean, I hate to see him be insensitive to it or whatever, but I'm not mad at him for standing up for his sister. I appreciate that.
Yeah.
You know.
on this end, I don't think it was the insensitive, like him being insensitive. He's serious. Like, I need to find my sister. But petty Iva, I had a petty moment when the three boys were doing their bikes at night or whatever. I was like, see, look at her mama, his mama. She ain't paying attention to where them damn kids at night again.
Well, maybe they were coming home from work.
I said that. I was like, maybe it's coming from home for us, so they went and did a detour or whatever. But I was like, no. I said, Petty Iva said, see, she don't know her damn kids is at anyway. And
they had left.
Dre.
Did they leave work? Because they were plotting about it at work.
Yeah.
And Big Papa was being funny. Old Big Papa talking about, oh no, I don't know. Jake was being about that life and thinking about, oh no, you don't want to go up to no trap house or whatever. And
well, no, Papa said it was a trap house.
He said it was
a trap house.
Okay, but except if it's a pit bull. He said, I am
right.
Because you know I can't fight.
Okay,
you know I can't. Papa, stop being a punk.
Papa,
stop being a punk and come on.
Yeah.
But y'all see that Jake softened up and changed his mind about going after he finished talking to Trig. Mm-hmm. So he started realizing the family part.
Dynamic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there you go. Like thinking about the family and stuff. So I was like, okay. All this is tying together. But yeah, he don't care. That boy, Kevin's like, no, I need my sister. I'm hoping
that door.
He sure did.
Mm-hmm.
He sure did.
He's like, say, fuck what you talk about. I'm getting in there.
Yeah.
Yep. He didn't blink. And I hope that the girl is not in there, but I hope that the little Nuck boy is like, all right, you got some heart, little nigga. I don't know where she at though, but you know.
Okay, but wait a minute.
What about Dre?
Wait. Okay, Keisha, when she was at the bus stop, she had some type of like, it wasn't a jacket. It was some type of like sweaterish type of thing on top of, covering, right? But when you look at the scene and you don't see her there, you saw her cell phone, but you saw a jean jacket.
Mm-hmm.
Okay?
And a shoe.
And what else was there?
A shoe.
A shoe. I don't know if that was her shoe, but that was not her jacket.
It was a man's shoe. It wasn't her jacket, and it was a dude's shoe. So I was wondering if it was Ronnie's stuff. I didn't know because all we saw was Ronnie pass her.
But how was they tracking the phone when the phone was smashed up?
It's still on.
It's still on now.
The tracking signal is still on.
Oh, okay.
And realistically, even if the screen was cracked up and we couldn't see anything on the screen, if the phone still powers on, it'll, you know what I'm saying, send a signal. So
it didn't look like anything was in the phone. It just looked like the back of the phone.
It did.
It just looked like the back of the phone, like it was nothing. But you know what? Ronnie is a good dude. I'm gonna need everybody to stop disrespecting him like that.
I'm with you.
Yes.
I'm mad how they doing Ronnie.
I was cracking up at how he was the Mr. Rogers of the neighborhood.
Okay, I was like, he had cheers.
He said he felt belonging there. He felt a sense of belonging there.
He did. And you see his homies were still there playing
dominoes.
Dominoes. So, I think they figured it out, but I think that I don't know if they're gonna keep him, let him stay there now because you see they started turning on him or whatever. But
people coming up here.
Yeah, but Dre, she was wrong. She was wrong. She was wrong. And I know she was going off emotional or whatever, but she was wrong. And I just helped you. Now I'm still not shit. Like, this is where I live. You see, I just went and snatched the stuff out from the little dudes, But the mama, that phone was still working. If it's powering up, bull, they need to put that stuff in there and hook it up to her laptop, right? And start downloading and get them, start tracking and stuff. These mamas.
Well, they should still be able to track it because I'm sure because she has an Apple computer, so she has an iPhone, so they should be able to track it even without necessarily.
No, I'm saying like pull off her stuff, like maybe like start seeing her messages, like I went here, or see if there's addresses and stuff on there. You know what I mean? That's what I mean.
Yeah, you should be able to open that from
the cloud. What is it, the cloud?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, all of that stuff. But okay, real quick about Drake. Again, what I'm saying, number one, she was wrong. Number two, I'm with y'all. I don't know what's gonna happen with Ronnie and his homeless situation or being in that camp anyway, because he did violate that's the homeless rule. Stay out of
Yep.
people's tent, stay out of people's stuff. You know what I'm saying? That's their code of ethics. But I think he did it for a good reason. It wasn't like he was just on a junkie bench trying to dig through some stuff. He did to help her. And so he knew what he was risking when he did it. And then she turned around and spans on him like, I know who you are. No, you don't. If you still accusing him of this thing, what I'm saying? You don't know who he is. All you know is he killed the kid, but you don't know the situation. You know what I'm saying? You're not even giving him a chance to change or nothing. He's sitting up here trying to help you. And then number two, when she was like this, at first I thought she put out a badge. Then I thought she put out a gun.
I thought she put out
It
a
was
gun.
some damn
Was it mace? Yeah.
Mace or
It was some
taser?
damn
A mace.
Mace. Girl, they'd have bum rushed you from the back. You better cut it out.
Okay.
All them men.
Cut it all the way
No
out.
manhood from you.
Stop it. Stop
that
it.
came in. He was playing a father. She was in her mind. I'm they daddy. I'm finna go out here. Man, do they do? They go protect their kids, and her daughter is missing, and that's what she was doing. She was being a father because
She's coming on a little bit too strong for me. It's something about her. I don't like her forwardness. I mean, I appreciate it probably in a different sense, but I don't like her forward. Why her mama wasn't out there? Why they pushing Dre on us?
Her mama weak.
Yeah. But
her mama ain't no gangster.
Yeah, she not.
Yeah, but why they pushing Dre on us? They are pushing Dre on us. I still don't like her from the wedding. I thought I was with Keisha's face, like I want us to be. I was like, oh, that is rehearsed. The mama didn't even turn when she was talking to them. She stepped aside from the mama and was talking to them or whatever. The mama didn't even turn around. She looking at Dre the whole time.
She was in bliss.
She is. Okay. I get it. It's something I just can't put my finger on it. It's just, I don't know.
I feel you though. I'm not buying Dre.
I'm not buying.
It don't have nothing to do with her sexuality, her personality.
Oh, no.
Something is off about her. Like, I don't know if she is in on this, if she's working with the mob, with Otis parents, something is not right. Like, she's just not straight up, oh, I'm in love and, welcome home, honey, all this. Like, something ain't right with her. Something is not right. I can't put my finger on
it. What is her name? Ima? I don't know what her name is. What's the lady's name?
What is
mom's name?
Nina.
Oh, Nina. I knew it was something.
Don't feel bad. They do not say her name.
Yeah,
I didn't know her name.
I had to. Oh. Yeah, I had to look it up.
I thought I heard Ima, but it was Nina that I heard. Yeah, I don't know. She's out of touch to me. She's just out of touch. But because she didn't really have, neither one of them really had a role last season. They didn't
at all
role. So they're showing them more. They're getting more than the cameos.
Right. They more than just the credits in the end. I didn't like how she went off on Keisha about the birth control though.
Why? I would think that would be any mother's reaction if you didn't know.
No, I didn't. Maybe I grew up differently. I didn't like how she came to her about that. Truth moment. I went and got birth control without my mama knowing, and I took it 3 years so it could be a mother.
But as a mother,
I took it 3 years before I even did anything.
Just like that lady told her in that principal office, that you're your kid's responsibility. So if your child, like, so right now we have laws in place.
Yeah.
Okay, right now we have laws in place that protect children.
They do.
Their confidentiality, but it's wrong.
So it's like when we were growing up. No, it wasn't. You got to go in with your parents. Your parents got to go in with you till you was 18, 19, 20, 21. As long as you was on their insurance, they could find out anything. And that is why I went and got birth control from somewhere else. I didn't go to Kaiser because I was afraid they were going to tell my mom. Or
I did it too.
She would have got the receipt.
I got birth control too. And I had it. My mother didn't know either.
Didn't know.
As
exactly.
a parent now, I would want to know.
Well, see, it was an open communication thing because I told her when I was ready for her to know, and we're not going to talk about how she found out. She found out she was crying. Oh my God. I was like, Mama, just breathe. She's like, I just want to let you know.
Is that really open communication if you hit it?
Well, I hid it because, well, no, we have even if you have open communication, you have that door open. My mom was very open. I still didn't want to tell her. That was just me as a kid. I didn't want to tell her. But when I did, and she found out, the first thing she said was, I'm glad that you took the precautions, on your own, to prevent,
But that's not why I
but
was taking birth control. But I still didn't mention it to my mother because honestly, my mother probably cared less. The reason why I was taking birth control was because I was having heavy bleeding, and I was one of them people
that
that always
helps.
would advocate for myself, and they told me to take this birth control, and that would help it.
Mm-hmm.
So I was taking it, but really, they should have probably. I still feel like they should be consenting parents when they're advising these type of things.
Well, I agree with that, and they should. I think they, like I said, they started that rule because the kids were being abused by the parent, or and couldn't really talk in front of the parent. So they want to give the child the option to be like, are you being abused? Are you hurt? Because they have to. There's certain things that they now have to go through in like a spiel that they have to go through in those meetings. But they also give the kid the option: do you want your parent in here? That's the kid that could say yes or no. Yeah, that could say yes or no. So that's where it comes with your relationship that you have with your kids. Because when I went through, I was like, I don't care. Come on, mama.
Right.
Come,
And so to that, with Nina's response, I wouldn't have expected anything less, because look at the relationship that they have with one another.
Yeah, that relationship is jacked up.
So,
I think I just would
yeah,
have been happy that she was taking care of herself. Because she said, oh, so you fucking now? So you want to be out here having a baby? And she was like, no. Which is clear that she doesn't, right? Because she was on
taking birth control.
birth control. Okay.
Yeah, but again, she was in that zone. When you're in the zone, you're not conscious of the reality of it.
Nina doesn't know who her daughter is, because your kids don't have to tell you what's going on. I mean, you probably might have told your mom at that time, and maybe deep down inside, your mom wasn't surprised. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good. That's not neither good or bad in the situation. You know what I'm saying? But Nina, she just out of touch.
Yeah.
She is.
But then again,
she is with both of them.
Because she was still trying to find her own self.
Nina has been working at night, and her daughter they've been left alone a lot, just beyond this honeymoon. So she felt it was okay to leave them on honeymoon because they've been doing it already, taking care of themselves for some time now.
All right.
Yeah, you're right. Because that's how Emmett was getting in the house, right?
Go ahead, Aaron.
All right. So my question is about Kevin, because in the beginning, Keisha spazzed out on him and said, don't talk to me, blah, blah, blah. At the end, the mom said, don't talk to me. They both said the same thing to Kevin. And so my concern is, what is that going to do to him? You know what I'm saying? Because he's hearing it from the only two people that mean anything to him. You know what I'm saying? And that stuck out to me the very first time that I watched it. And I don't know if it's going to fuel him or make him kind of check out. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But it just stuck out to me.
Let's not leave out Malaysia.
That ghetto too. Ooh, she was so hood.
Yeah, that was a one-liner.
I don't need a friend. I don't need a friend like her. Go ahead.
Yeah, right.
Can we talk about that one-liner she had?
With the Keishas.
Right. Right, because multiple Keishas. Go ahead.
Go ahead. No, go ahead, boo. What you talking about? What she said with the Keishas?
Yes. Every Keisha I met is unreliable as hell. And when I thought about it,
yeah,
I was like,
yeah.
I don't know any reliable.
I don't have any Keishas in my life. I don't have any more Keishas.
And mine aren't reliable. I do.
I don't have any other.
As long as we don't have Keisha from Power, because she can't act.
I have friends that I have multiple Keishas, but I'm not like they're not day ones, but
right.
Are they reliable?
They're not day one, so I don't even pay attention.
Yeah, they're not reliable.
So that would be your answer. Right. Okay, so predictions.
Go ahead, because I don't know what my predictions are.
Yo, go ahead. Oh, you said you don't know, Johnny.
I got more questions. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, I feel like I'm gonna go against Iva's prediction, and if I do, I owe you $20 like you got last time for insecure predictions. I just feel like Reggie is dead, and I don't feel like we're gonna see him again.
Okay. Iva?
I don't know. I'm just hoping that Trig is here for the right reasons, and I hope that I kind of hope that they do go ahead and stay, because I would like to see him on next season. And to those watching, and I know when we share and we like and everything, co-worker, you know who you are. I'm not gonna say it. I need my money, because I guess that Imani was Imani. Okay.
A
So,
trans woman. Okay,
So-
I'm gonna need for you to stop it.
so I knew it. But yeah.
So I'm sorry. I have to go with Iva. She's a man. Shim is a man.
No, we're
because
not going to say
Well, she's a woman
shit.
now.
that's
She's a
what
woman
She
now.
was born as, but now
But that's not what she is now, though. That's what
that's
she
not
doesn't
what she is
identify. Her
now.
pronoun is she, her.
Right. Let's use
Like
the proper
ours. Like
pronouns.
my pronoun is she, her.
Oh,
Or
sure.
I'm sorry, my pronouns are
Oh
she,
Lord.
her.
Aaron.
Okay.
But yes.
So with Kevin and the trap house and whatnot, I think that he's gonna realize, like Nuck is gonna realize that Kevin is serious and he's gonna appreciate his heart. So I think he's gonna use, like, he's gonna help Kevin find Keisha. Hopefully.
Okay, I'm with you. I'm with you.
You know what
I
I
don't
mean?
think Keisha's
I
there
don't
either.
think, I don't think that you can't beat him. You know what I'm saying? You can't kill Kevin or beat him up or something like that for doing something that you know you would do. And for him to be as young and be as persistent, like not be shook by you, you know what I'm saying, not be threatened, like I'm not leaving, you know what I'm saying? And you know, I'm sorry, it's Chicago. It's the inner city, period. Don't matter where it is. So it's like whatever you got going in your house, he just seen it someplace else if he ain't involved with it himself. So, you know, he ain't the police. That's clear. You know what I'm saying? So I think, and maybe that's just the optimism in me. Yeah, I do have some. I do. I just think that, you know, Kevin is going to play an integral part in finding Keisha.
Oh yeah, I agree.
I'm still keeping hope out for Ronnie. I'm trying to figure out how he's going to get it together, or if he's just going to fall off. Because, like, at this point, if his grandmother's gone, I don't know if that was just a line, you know, that
That was
he's
a
seeing
cap.
somebody.
That was a cap. I think he's holding out for Jada still.
But I think his grandmother is in a place because, you know, she was put out of her home or whatever, you know, I guess because she was not paying for it, right? So
No, it got sold.
Huh?
It got sold.
The complex got bought.
The complex got bought, but they just don't take elderly and put them out. So she's probably in a home somewhere. They just, you know, they just wrote out her and Brandon and they just kept it moving.
Wait, remember when the lady came, and they were trying to get her out, she gave Jada the pamphlets and said, these are some nice places that will be in her price after we pay her, you know, we'll help her move. These are some nice places, remember, that she could go to, and she gave her pamphlets for those homes. And Jada was like, I'll have her, you know, look at them, but I don't know. She gave her, so yeah, she's in a home.
But Ronnie went to Arkansas and he came back and it was just gone.
It was
so
gone.
She ain't called Ronnie or nothing.
But
right,
you know, because you know, she was a pistol. She was a fight. She was independent in her own way. Like she didn't know that she needed people. But Ronnie, you know, that was the only family he got. So if she was still around, if she was in a home or something, you would have seen a scene of him leaving her, greeting her, interacting with her or something if she's still in the script. Because despite all, you know, how far he's fallen off, being even on his worst alcoholic days, he checked on grandma. So if she's really around or still on the show, he'd be seeing about her.
We'll see her in like episode 3 or 6. Just like Lena is coming, and she's a preacher, right? So we're gonna see her. So I have a question for people who watch the what is that? Real Housewives. So Candy is gonna be on. So Candy, I wonder if she's gonna be part of maybe the beauty salon or whatever that Imani's gonna be setting up. What is she doing? Because she's gonna be in their storyline, right?
Ex-wife. She's due
I thought she's gay.
Okay,
but
but
doing a sex scene with a man, and I know that for sure.
Who? Candace
because
gonna have a sex scene with the man?
she's going to have a sex scene because Todd talked about it on Real Housewives and
No, but
how.
she also said that she was gonna have scenes with women too.
Oh, maybe.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I thought she was gay. That's what I'm saying. That's
Oh,
why I thought she
yeah.
was gonna be tied
I
into
remember she said
Imani's.
that there were sex scenes and he was uncomfortable about it because he didn't like looking at his wife with
She said,
somebody else.
yeah, she said it's
Oh, well,
gonna be an
somebody
interaction
else.
with a woman.
Hmm, okay.
Yeah, I mean, but I you know, after
She gonna be Duda's
re-recording it,
ex-wife?
yes, I looked into it. It's on the Shy. One of it's either on the Instagram or the Facebook page. Girl, I'm telling you, I have plugged into this. That's why I'm so much
Okay,
more
well, don't
prepared
be
for this
spoiling
episode.
it for us people who is not a part of it.
She
Well,
asked
Okay.
the question.
Among all the characters, the only one who ain't motivated by sex is, I guess at this point, is Kevin, who gave the girl the foot rub, and Ronnie, who said, I ain't motivated by pussy. Everybody else is motivated by sex.
You sure that pussy is not my only motivation. And they said, look what the devil threw up.
Right, I heard that too. Yeah.
Dang.
Well, I guess we gonna find out in the coming weeks. We'll find out. All right. Well, we have unpacked everything. It's time to put the suitcase away. Until our next venture next week, be sure to tune in. Tune in, share, like, subscribe so that you can get the ding as soon as everything is available. Live, laugh, and lovey on all social media platforms. All right, y'all. We out. Bye, ladies.
Wanna live love like it's farming. Breath of fresh air in the morning. Birds chirping outside when we on it. Oh, baby. Hey. Girl, you're nature's finest. Nature.